Guess what, guys?
What?
It's another exciting episode of
Feel it real fun
Victoria.
on our 27th of August 2021.
Do you know how many days we've had in birthday month so far?
27.
You know.
I haven't opened today's gift.
I know. We're going to have to do it. I mean, like, we're going to have, we could even do it live.
No.
Oh, but it's going to be such a good one. So, Victoria, today we've got a very special show.
It's your manifesting questions answered live.
Yes, and a lot of them, for some reason, are about meaning. Nothing more than meaning.
Oh, meaning. I thought
Trying to forget
saying me.
meaning of meaning. Meaning. Whoa, ho, ho. Meaning. Tony Doyle. Whoa, ho, ho. Meaning.
That's all Stella Jim. Hello.
I'll be sending people like Tony Doyle
Valerie.
information on the Mastermind. We'll be kicking off.
Yeah.
That's right. Remember, we got Triple D kicking off in like 3 weeks. Right, like 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Right, 10 spots left, guys. That's it. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. 2 out of 3 is gone. Right. So it's down to the last 10. Who will get in? Will it be you? Right? And for those who have done Triple D or want to commit to something really, really big and cool, right? We're doing that year-long mastermind. Email me if you want details on that. Don't bother emailing me if you think it's going to be like $100. Like, $100 I'm in for a year. Yeah, radio. Anyway.
So, go to freeneville.com.
221 email is pseudo-random goodness.
Join our 90-day adventure at manifestingmasterycourse.com.
That's right, 90 days, $97, cheap a cup of coffee. If we locked you in, if you got a visitor visa, which is impossible to get right now, and you came to Australia, and we put you up in the cottage for 90 days, because that's how long a visitor visa lasts, right? Like, every day, if I brought you out a cup of coffee, or if Victoria brought it down, and I set you down, and I told you something. I set you down, and we did some learning. That 15 minutes a day, that's what Manifesting Mastery course is like. Yeah, it's like I'm learning you. You know what it's like.
I know what it's like.
You've got 10 years of learning. She's got 10 years of learning behind her now.
Yeah. And for refunds, visit our YouTube channel, feelitrealfun.com.
Feelitrealfun.com. That's right.
Yes.
All right. So, Victoria, shall we dive into... There's Jumpin' Joe. Well done.
Yeah.
Look at this. Tony Doyle's getting sizzle points. Look at that.
Isn't he?
And so is Galaxy. Look at that.
Jerry.
Yeah, see, you see how cool that is? Our Triple D people are lovely and obedient. They're all Boy Scouts. A Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, thrifty, clean, reverent, obedient, and if you're an Eagle Scout, never mind. But anyway, Tony Doyle's an Eagle Scout, if I'm correct. Tony Doyle's fucking awesome. But besides the point...
Did he do basket weaving like you?
Oh, to be an Eagle Scout, I think you got to do them all. Tony Doyle, correct me if I'm wrong. Do you have to do all the merit badges to become an Eagle Scout? I only did 2, right? We talked about that in conversation that never happened. But more on that later.
Right.
So, Victoria, shall we dive in?
Yes, we shall. So the first question today is from Olivia in Manifesting Mastery.
Olivia.
Imagining meaning.
Oh, meaning.
That's right.
That's right.
And Olivia asks, Dearest 2020 NV.
Yo.
Firstly, I just wanted to say thank you.
In all caps.
It's so obvious how much time and effort you have put into this course and into slowly building each concept to make them each as powerful as possible. I couldn't be more grateful. I was already well aware of the skilled storymaker I was. But your exercises have given me even greater clarity. Okay.
Get how cool that is. Like, seriously, we do the heavy lifting so you don't have to.
That's right.
That's right.
It's truly nuts how many stories I make up in a single hour. It's been especially helpful to notice them within the context of them, bumping me out of my desired state.
Boom.
Question though, is it always preferable to remove all meaning? Or is it helpful to teach your mind to spin a positive, good-feeling story Before your course, I had trained my mind to choose good feeling stories.
This is so awesome because here's the cool thing. Ready? Meanings are middles. Meanings they only reveal what state you're in, right? So the young guy, yada yada yada, skateboarding with his buddies, walking over. So walking over, right? And the girls, they look at each other and they giggle, and instantly the state he's in determines what he thinks yet. The state he's in determines what he feels. The state he's in makes him turn around, stuck his tail between his leg, and walk away, never to touch, sniff, dance with. We've talked about this, right?
Yes.
Now, the positive thing is you go, right, every chick loves me. Every chick loves me. Every
20.
chick loves me. Every chick loves me. Right?
Yeah.
And then you manage to bag one, right?
Oh, bag one.
You bag one, right? Now, the cool thing is, just notice whatever meanings you spin up. And notice, do they indicate do they indicate that you're in your chosen state or not? Because personally, do I give a shit if every chick loves me? No, right? We passed a French one this morning. I love this one. A French one. This one teaches, what do we call them? Pilates at the thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and she's always grumpy. So she's coming toward us, doing like 40 k's an hour on her bicycle, right? And she's like, bicycle, excuse me.
She didn't do the ring-a-ding-a-ding.
No. And like Cube steps aside and looks, and I just stand there, right? Like, I'll move, don't get me wrong. But the thing is, when you approach a slow-moving group of people at 40K, and you're all stuck up with them, right? Yeah. And so, what am I imagining all that means? What I'm imagining is like, radio. And you know what she does? She stops down, she looks at me, and she bees nice.
Bees nice.
Yeah, she bees nice, right?
Yeah.
Because the whole thing of like, you can get all lost in all the arguments and all that stuff, but it's like, you know what, lady? How about if we just meet each other on the path today? She softened, I softened, I probably softened a little bit first. And it was like, right? Yeah. So don't try to control the meanings, just notice what are you adding in. Because, gosh, the add-ins are just, it's like salt. Meaning is like salt. And if you notice that it's not, quote-unquote, preserving or enhancing the flavor that you like, change it up a little bit.
That's good.
I think so.
Meanings are like salt.
Yes, you have to listen to Salt-Free Manifesting.
That's right.
On the podcast. Hoo-ha.
Okay.
But more on this later. Sizzle's here, I see. Triple D Sizzle and Adelia.
So that was from Olivia.
Yep. Don't ever try to spin meanings. Just notice, what do they indicate? It's sort of like forcing your turn signal to always be to the right. So, okay. Victoria.
Thank you for your question.
Naughty and tardy are there.
Naughty and tardy.
I think that's what I read. I guess one of them's Adelia and one of them's Sizzle. So, naughty and tardy. Naughty and tardy.
Okay.
All right.
The next question's from Rachel in Manifesting Mastery.
Good morning, Rachel.
No clue about my dream job.
I love this one.
So Rachel asks, I have a couple of jobs at the moment, which I'm grateful for, certainly, but I don't love them. In my working life, I've always followed my heart. I've never worked for the man and have set up businesses of my own, preferring to do things my way and in my time. I really want a great new job now. Something meaningful and interesting, lovely people, close to home, and that earns me the fine, big dollars. Except I have no clue what that job is. So who do I become when I am this job? A valued employee? I already am that. How do I pin this down a little more or refine it to become it, imagine it? I hope that makes some sense at all. Made some sense at all. With kind thanks, Rachel.
Alrighty, so here's the cool thing. I really don't know if you want a job or your own business. You gave a lot of interesting background material, right? So my thing would be, in Triple D we always go into this. If you don't own your day, you don't own your destiny. How do you own your day? You've got to own your morning. How do you own your morning? Right? So and we really got to chunk into it, not just move the hand back a little bit. But what's really cool with all this, I eagerly can't wait to get up in the morning. I also eagerly can't wait to go to bed with her, right? For multiple reasons. One, and two. right? You can fill in the blanks.
Yes.
So, ready? That whole thing of like, if you, and again, I'm assuming that you work daytime, because if you had a great job, would you want to go in the afternoon? I mean, like, I can't wake up to sit around all day to go to work. I mean, some people would do that. I think that's sick and twisted, personally.
Sick and twisted.
Oh, yeah. Like, people that like afternoon shift, I've always found them weirdos. It's like,
Well, that's because you're such a morning person. In fact, you're almost a night person by getting up at, like 4:30,
4:35 in the morning, that's right.
Yeah.
It went 4:29 this morning, and I went, right? It's almost like, oh my God, I got to do my Joseph Goddard, right? I mean, like I'm almost getting excited, right? Yeah, think about it. I get just as excited about getting out of bed with her as far as getting in bed with her. Right? Wow. Yeah, notice what that can imply. So, Triple D Laurel is here.
Hello, Laurel.
See, she's got like one of those private eye names, like Laurel Chiton.
Is it?
Yeah, Laurel Chiton, private eye.
Private eye.
Laurel Chiton, private eye.
Yeah.
So, I'd make it about you, how you wake up during the day, all right? Or you could make it about how you go to bed at night. I mean, let's say it's 4 in the morning, you drank 3/4 of a bottle of whiskey. It's like, damn, that was a good day at the works, right? Boom. This way, notice you're imagining what implies you got to work. The job, whatever the fuck you do, your career, I don't care what you do for money. Right? But it really, I mean, if you're eagerly anticipating getting up and doing it, or you're really satisfied at the end of the day, boom, all about me, right? So, can't wait to go to bed with you.
I get that she's saying that she just really wants something that she loves.
Yeah,
really.
totally.
Yeah, so...
I think that's the big thing, like, yeah. And here's the cool thing: I notice your brain sort of is going like close to home, good money, all that stuff. It's almost like making a list about things that would be like a list of things about a woman I could love, right? And I find this fascinating because I get the emails from the young ladies that say, a guy that doesn't have a fucking Xbox and does have a job. It's like, well, I don't know any of them. Like every guy I know between 15 and 35, they all have Xboxes and almost none of them have jobs, right? But yeah. Anyway,
okay.
Shall we continue?
We shall.
By the way, happy wife, right? God, the guy, you don't got to worry about him having a job or anything because you're already happy. So. Joe says, it sounds out of breath from pretending to be straight.
Yeah. Pretending to be straight.
Tell you what, do you have a spreadsheet of these, Joe? I can see Joe at home right now. Yeah, put that in the fucking spreadsheet for Emmett. Hey, buddy. Nice to see you.
Excellent. So that one was for Rachel. Thank you very much for your question.
Stay tuned. We'll weave more little subtle bits in the other ones. I love doing this.
You do.
Way back in the old days, we just answered a question like pretty straight up. I mean, I never really gave answers, let's be honest. But now since we weave all the answers in with all the questions, then you have to watch from the beginning to the end of the show.
Well, we don't. The questions weave themselves into each other.
That's true. That's right.
Amazing.
It's like magic in my mushroom world.
Okay, the next question is from Anonymous.
Anonymous.
Asks, my bridges are always struggles.
Oh my.
And Anonymous asks,
Anonymous.
Why my bridges are struggles? I know we need bridges, but mine are always hard to cross or struggle. Thank you.
Oh my God. So I made this anonymous for a reason, even though the writer didn't say to make themselves anonymous, right? But here's the cool thing, right? So I noticed in the Law of Attraction by Neville Goddard group, there's a half a dozen people, like whenever they post, it's either way over the top or totally fucking trashed, right? Some people just post totally fucking trashed all the time. Hey guys, I'm back with a problem, right? Now here's the thing. I can pretty much expect some people to always show up with a problem, right? Here's the cool thing. What are they honestly imagining and expecting about their next post? What are they honestly imagining about and expecting? Again, expectation is an imaginal act. Right? I expect lunch to be pretty fucking yummy, Victoria.
It will be. Yes.
Look, she doesn't take it as pressure. I expect lunch to be pretty fucking yummy. Look at that. Oh my God, right? Get how cool. Now some people, what do they expect tomorrow to be like? Right? stop expecting your bridges to be struggle. By the way, there's a word in there, always. When people tell me always, right, that tells me they're disregarding massive amounts of data. And it's not the word, it's just it's a perceptual process, right? Those of you that join the Mastermind will be exploring all kinds of cool perceptual processes, right? I love alliteration. but seriously, when someone says always, never,
Yeah.
right? That just tells me they're disregarding all kinds of things, because you had a bridge, right, to get this answer. Did it involve you like showering with razor blades
Having a
or something
struggle.
like that? Or
No.
a struggle? Did you have to
It
type
actually
it with
was
your nose
easy.
blindfolded?
Yeah.
Right? You just had a bridge, right? You
Yeah.
actually typed something. So you imagined a result, me actually yakking back to you, right? And so I imagine like typing it didn't feel like razor blades or electric shocks, unless you're using like an old IBM, like a Dell computer, right? So, and the computer shocks you every time you yo, Mal, right? And you get all twitchy by the time. That's why you kept it short, right? I get it. Some people need shocking keyboards. But it's not always a struggle. And the thing is, you get to notice, like, right, like, how am I imagining struggle in? And we'll be getting to more on that shortly. But, boom. Look
Cool.
at that.
So that was for
Anonymous. Anonymous.
Thank you for your question.
That's right.
And hey, your cigar smoking buddies here. And
Boom.
how
Mal.
you, Mal?
You up for a smoke this weekend, pal? Let me know.
Saturday he'll be looking for one. It's my, yeah,
Yes.
probably. Maybe
Yep.
Sunday too.
Yeah. Ba-ba-ba-bum.
Okay. The next question's from Ego in Dream Driven Day, imagining the opposite.
The opposite.
And Ego asks, my kid's getting abused. Opposite equals happy mum? Question mark. I've been revolving around the fear that my kids will get abused. And I do my sessions for happy mum, but it never feels just quite right. Maybe it's not about being a happy mum. I don't know, but I don't want that bad thing to happen. I could be a happy mum, and that still happens. I don't know, 20. Maybe that's what's holding me back from fully surrendering to that state and moving on. I would really like to be done with this state and move on and feel lighter.
I'm really super happy you've joined us in Triple D. Now, here's one of the things that we notice, and there's some fascinating research I'm finding about this, right? In Triple D, we talk about something called spikes, because a lot of people, they're imagining, life's like a still pond. And what happens with still ponds, they become swamps. And once they become swamps, they become skeeter fests. So once they become skeeter fests, you have like malaria and snakes and rats and shit like that. And it's just not fun. On the other hand, we in Triple D, one of the things we explore is imagining up waves, surfing, floating, actually movement, right? So instead of this, just trying to happy mom, probably approached that way, it takes you into that swamp. And when you're in the swamp, you're really almost craving spikes. Spikes are cortisol. Spikes are the quote unquote the negative things that people are trying to avoid. And so, short story long, we talk about making waves instead of settling for spikes. Your little ones are just little ones. I even asked, but then
I didn't realise she had little ones. I thought she was childless.
yeah, there's some tiny ones in our Facebook thing. Right?
All right.
Now, what's really cool is I even asked, do you have kids? Because I wanted to know how much you were imagining up. It's like, I'm not sure, right? Now, here's the cool thing. You got kids, right? And you're imagining up something maybe someday possibly happening to them and then trying to counter it with an identity. It's really complicated. Versus what I want you to do is imagine up a lovely with your kids today. A lovely with your kids today. A lovely there. Yeah, we'll ask her, how much someday is in my life?
Yeah, there's no someday in your life.
There's no someday. Now, so we've got that year long that I've been yakking about, dropping little hints about, encouraging people to let me know if they're interested. But this year long thing, I've imagined up a year long structure. But it's not like a someday course or like well, what if this happens when they're older kind of thing. They're all different physiologies. The physiology of giving life to a lovely today, a lovely today, a lovely today allows me to go, right. And in December, we'll explore this. In January, we'll explore that. In February, we'll explore this. You get it? That works versus like the horrific spike in the future someday. How do I reimagine that by changing my identity today? It just gets really weird and complicated. So Adelia asks an intelligent question.
What day of the week is someday?
Someday. That's good, right?
That's very good.
Yeah, when is now a good time to fucking get your shit together? Well, I think now, right? Anyway, excellent. Good one.
Yeah,
Boom.
cool.
And by the way, everybody poke Lene because she's having a baby or had a baby. I don't know which, but if we all poke her, maybe the damn thing will pop out, right? If it hasn't, right? So somebody give us a Lene update, please.
Yeah, good one.
So-
Good. Have fun, Leno.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I've got no idea.
Yeah. Neither one of us. The closest I ever had was an ear infection. I swear to God. I thought about blowing my head off. It was bad. Like inner ear infection, seriously, really painful.
Cool.
So like you guys that have kids, you women's, no news yet says Uma shaga.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay.
Then push that
little.
little God out. That's right.
Cool. And I just noticed also Hope showed up. So hi, Hope. Just
Triple D.
yeah. Excellent. So that was for Ego. Thank you very much for your question.
More on this later
More on this, yes.
in this show.
Well, a few new people. Okay, so the next question from Noemi in Manifesting Mastery.
Might be Naomi.
It might be, and you might have spelled it wrong.
How about if I say Naomi, you
and I'll say Noemi.
I say Naomi.
And it's feeling forceful versus flowing.
That's right.
Naomi asks, I'm playing around with I make great money while doing what I love. I've done the coffee game for it, and at night I've imagined being very satisfied with my day, looking forward to the next day. But somehow I can't get the feeling. It still feels forced. Any suggestions how to nail it? Thanks. I love the coffee game, by the way. It's brilliant. I've manifested so many cool buns with it.
So I'm going to tell you guys the absolute top secret place where the coffee game came from. Mm-hmm. Ready?
Top secret place.
Absolutely. Ready?
Yes.
Way back in the old days when I had to do the JOB thing before I was psychologically unemployable, but almost there. Right? I'd have to leave the house to go to the job, and guess what I'd do?
Get a coffee in
I'd have to
7-Eleven.
That, or I'd have to finish the fucking coffee. I'd have to drink the coffee in the car. Coffee wasn't as good as it wasn't what I wanted. Right? Coffee is significant to me. Let's ask her.
Yeah. It has to be a particular way.
Right? So I like my
Yes,
grass-fed
it's
butter
made.
in my coffee, nice and strong. My oils, I've got my way of doing my
Collagen,
fucking
yeah,
coffee,
all
right?
sorts, yes.
And I like to drink it in close proximity to the woman.
The woman.
Yep. Now here's the cool thing, guys. Ready? Back in the old days, it was like, right, take a sippy fucking mug out the door, sit it on the dash, hope it doesn't spill, avoid the speed bumps, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Fuck, I forgot it. Stopping it when at the 7-Eleven, drive 6.2 miles per hour faster over the speed limit to make sure I can make up for the lost time because the slow fucker in front of me at the counter
right.
paying him pennies for his fucking coffee, right?
Yeah.
All that. Versus, right, my coffee,
My chair.
my way, my chair, woman close by. Sometimes I hear like, playing her game. Yes, score. Sometimes I hear like, but I know close by to me is a woman, right?
Yep.
So it's the coffee game. Now here's why I mentioned all the backstory. There's going to be something small but significant in your life that only takes a moment. For me, it was one sip of coffee. One sip of coffee while giving them the Joe Weldon salute, right? very different than one sip of coffee going, hey, it's my buddy Joe. He's, right? Find that one thing, because there's something massively smally massive in your life that will change when you have that wish fulfilled. And it's sort of like, I remember like Victoria and I, it was like our first year here, my first year here, would drink coffee on the stoop every day. We'd
Oh,
just
yeah.
sit there and drink a coffee, right? And it was just lovely. We'd just sit there and drink a coffee together. And it's like, wow. And I remember thinking, I don't ever want to give this up. If anything, I want more of it. And there's the thing right there. It's like, I can't imagine a life where it's like, she rushes out the door to get 7-Eleven coffee, I rush out the door to get 7-Eleven coffee. She wouldn't do it. She'd have to leave the door 15 minutes later to get to work half an hour too late to stop at a coffee shop because she wouldn't do the 7-Eleven coffee.
I know.
Right? But on the other hand, this is life. It's lovely. We can have coffee and or whiskey any time of day. So, find that moment in your life. There will be something innocent. And there's where you play. Yo, Triple D Tommy is here. Otherwise known as Pecker Tommy. Everybody, hashtag
Tommy.
Pecker Tommy.
Cool.
Alrighty. Morning, Pecker Tommy.
Excellent. So that was for Noemi. Thank you very much for your question.
Naomi. My Naomi. Ba, 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 bum.
Well, if it's Naomi, you wouldn't have spelled it that way.
My Naomi.
Or our parents wouldn't have. Right.
Yo. Oosha.
The next question. Oh, Riri. Haven't seen you in a while. The next question is from Riri in Manifesting Mastery. I'm bumped from my state. Riri asks, I notice my mind and notice anxiety when I'm fearful or I get bumped from state. I notice I'm adding meaning. I notice uncomfortableness in the chest and belly. I observe the observer too, but my body reactions don't let me go still because they are strong at the moment and I don't like it. I want to end it completely.
So here's what happens when people Forex trade, right? So they go, I think the market's going to go this way, so I'm going to bet in this direction.
Good luck.
And the market goes, and it goes, and it's like, oh, I know it's going to go short. Right? And they lose all sorts of money. Right? Now what they're doing is instead of tracking what's going on or where it's coming from, they're tracking the wrong slice of time.
Yeah.
So here's what I want you to do. I need you to stop touching that because it just gets my
It
attention.
just went everywhere. So,
Yes.
yeah.
So here's what's cool. Here's what I want you to notice. Right? How do you do it? Everyone gets bumped from a state. Most people just go, you made me mad. You made me mad.
Yeah.
And so it's like now she has to figure out how to do the impossible.
Make you unmad.
Make me unmad, right? Oh,
Yes.
in bed. So here's the fun thing, right? So if you track the thing way too late, you're going to blame her touching that, right? Versus back up a little bit, right? When you back up a little bit, you get to notice what's really going on. How do I do this? How do you bump yourself out? Because that first week of ManifestingMasteryCourse.com is designed to help you notice how do you bump yourself out. Do you imagine something when you hear something? Do you imagine something when you see something? Do you see something in your head and then feel out? You've got to explore how. Most people don't even know that most people will honestly believe her touching that screen is making me fucking mad.
Yeah.
Quit touching the fucking screen, right? On the other hand, what's really bumping me out? Goddamn women they're irresponsible, right?
Irresponsible. Yeah,
Right?
Bruce, it's not
Or,
your fault.
ready? I don't get any respect. I need self-love. If I do enough self-love meditations or medications, then I won't get upset. Yeah, if I take enough self-love medications, Usha, prescribe me some, right? Yeah, I need some self-love medications, and then I won't be bothered whenever she touches the screen, right? On the other hand, you really get to notice, what am I imagining that bumps me out? So the young guy's walking over to the girls giggled, right? Years ago, I made the decision never to work for another human being ever again. So instead I work for thousands of you every day, right? Thousands. Some buy stuff today, some buy stuff tomorrow, some buy stuff yesterday and send a question today. I work for thousands of you. That's called variability. That's called a lot of fun. We'll be exploring that in the mastermind in some cool ways. Now, here's what's cool about all this. Ready? I notice how I bump myself out of state. Yeah. Emmett. When you notice how you do it, and then you can celebrate noticing that, you're going to find staying in state to be a lot easier. But you've got to be willing to learn to notice, how do you bump yourself out? The young guy walking over, okay, here's one way to do it. The young guy sees the girls giggle, and he imagines, what are my friends going to say? When they see me fucking bomb, what are my friends going to say? What are my friends going to say? Okay, I got to go back to them. Yeah, they're all bitches anyway, yo. Right? Right? Yeah. Another one imagines walking over and the girl's just laughing at them and him standing there staring at an empty seat after they walk away. He's just staring, seeing an empty seat after they walked away. He doesn't even care about it. He doesn't even know his friends exist. He's got another completely different internal process. When I decided I would never work for another human being again, I had to give up the old fantasy of what will my family think when I fail. I had to get when I decided I'm not going to work for another human being ever again, I had to give up that fantasy of like, oh, nobody bought anything again. Right? You get to find where you have got these weird ass fantasies that block your dreams. And that's the cool thing. That first week of if you dive into it, there's layers to each lesson, but the big thing is really noticing what is the fantasy you generate up that knocks you out? Is it your friends making fun of you? Is it your friends abandoning you? Is it being all alone staring at the park bench where the girls were? Well, maybe I'll give it a sniff because that's the closest I'm ever going to get to a girl, right? Sniff the bench they were on. We've all got some loopy in there and some really dumb shit.
Some really dumb shit.
Yeah. Hashtag, that's the big word, right? Really dumb shit. And you get to get to the point where it's like, you know what? It's like money. Money's a big one. And I just did another little podcast on that. When I talk about, you get to get 100% okay with enjoying making it, spending it, having it, asking for it, accepting it, giving it away, getting more. Because some people, they're not uncomfortable with one, two, or almost all of them. Then they go, oh, I'm imagining up $1 million. Well, if you're not comfortable, this is why we do the attitude money game. I want you to discover what you really imagine about money. And I got to tell you, when you're walking at the dog park with $10,000 on you every day, right? And you realize I don't have my wallet, right? $5,000 in each wallet, like seriously, right? And one of the wallets is gone.
Kitty wallet.
Yeah. Well, then there was the third wallet, the kitty wallet, right? You guys have heard her talk about this before. Yeah. There's so many games you can play, but we design these games so you bump into your shit. Honest to God, here's the first thing that happens, right? I'm at the dog park and I realize, I'm down at the river. So we park here, the river's way down here. I'm down at the river and I realize I'm missing $5,000 fucking dollars. What am I going to tell Now watch this, ready? What am I going to tell Victoria? Right? Now notice where the brain goes. What am I going to tell Victoria? This is my specific thing. I could have gone, now I can't buy my whatever, right? But my first thought is, what am I going to tell Victoria? Now, ready, watch this. This is real life. Would you have known if I lost $5,000?
Oh, I didn't even know you had.
She didn't even know I had it, right? Now, there's another one, right? What if she finds out I've got $10,000 on me every day at the dog park, right? You get it? You can go whack in so many directions. But until you know how you go whack, you can't put it to rest. Learn how you go whack. Learn how you put spikes in your thing. You do that, then you can start imagining waves. Boom. There's a madness behind it all. Or is there a method behind it all? Anyway, Victoria.
Very cool. Okay.
I thought it was fun.
Yeah. So that was for Riri.
Yep.
Thank you very much for your question.
Notice the fantasy that you generate that destroys your dreams. And join us in dreamdrivenday.com. 10 spots left. Join opening in like 2 weeks. Oh my God.
Yeah.
You can join now. It starts in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, believe me, those who dick around, I love you guys. I really do. I will answer your emails, but when they come in, it's like, Mr. 20, any chance you got any? No. right? Don't dick around. All right.
Excellent. The next question
Quit touching that.
is from Dream Driven Day,
See,
Lisa.
notice I say it now, and she doesn't. They see. I say, quit touching it.
The inmates. And Lisa asks,
See,
hello, dear 20 in
when
Victoria.
you get your bullshit, they get your bullshit too. Get it? I can keep telling her, don't touch that, right? And it doesn't bother her now. But whenever, I go into, let's get hooked. Wow. Got it? Going back to the earlier questions. Victoria,
Okay.
I do respect you.
Lisa asks,
As
hello,
a-
dear 20 in
and as a woman.
Victoria. I have to tell you both, I've been moved to tears by the recent posts about heaven on earth. Imagining lovingly for all. You just posted about the inmates. I couldn't even get through it. This is why I adore what you do and are. I want to hear more. Please tell us more.
The whole thing of there's only one cause. Really, 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 really nail this. Because and by the way, nailing it doesn't mean you'll nail it every day 24/7. Nailing it means you really get it, and then you lose it, then you find it, then you lose it, then you find it again, right? There's only one cause. You do the setup for the upset. It's one cause. This whole thing about being bumped, it's never the news that bumps you, right? I love people. Hi. You just have to get some loving, don't you? You think, Uncle Joe's out there, don't you? Uncle Joe. I know people that haven't watched the news, so I can talk about the loogie because I'll talk about loogie lips. Ready?
Loogie lips.
I know people that won't watch the news because they mention the loogie. I know people that won't go outside because someone might mention the loogie. I know people that are hiding under their bed and they've got their blinders on and their earmuffs on and they're playing Enya 24/7 because they're worried about someone might mention something about the loogie, right? Meanwhile, right, they could watch the news and just be fucking done with it. Yep, they talked about the loogie, doesn't fucking matter, it's all bullshit anyway. Abdullah, from what I can tell, didn't hide. Neville didn't hide from the news. He actually read the newspaper, right? Now here's the cool thing. When it comes to stuff like this, the article references Troy and Wilson, two of the guys that ran the Camp Hill prison riots I was beat to death in. The only reason I got beat up badly was because of what I set in motion. That freed me from it all. No hard feelings, thanks for playing your parts. Now here's the cool thing. Do I sit down and read loogie news all day? No, but if I come across a piece, one came across the thing when I was doing the Make Mistakes, Make Money, Make a Difference show this morning, I think, and I commented about it. And because it was appropriate, it actually fit in perfectly, right? So this whole thing of you can stop hiding, you can start living whenever you really get, you know why the bad guys were bad to me? Because of what I set in motion. Why not lift them up? Give them a better role to play next time. You see, as long as you let them stay there, they'll keep playing the part, in some other way. But imagine lovingly for them, they get to play a different role. So let me just toss that out there. Lisa says, I get that. Ain't that cool? Cater, that was a fantastic post. Thank you. That was fun. Cool. There's another related story, but I'll talk about that some other time because it got me a dog.
Excellent. Okay, so that was for Dream Driven Day, Lisa. Thank you very much for your question.
Boom in the room.
Really, what your request? Yes.
Yes.
And the last question today is from Dream Driven Day, Shanita. How many scenes to feel it real? Shanita asks, when does it become daydreaming? I didn't have a scene for a happy loving wife, but today, sitting by the fireplace, sipping wine, it popped in my head, should I use that as my end scene? Or I guess, how many end scenes should one have?
I'm a real big fan of one wish per session, one session per wish. I like that. I'm going to have to make an infographic on that because I made that up. So, one scene per session, one session per wish. Ready? So, it doesn't mean you only imagine it once, but expect to only need to answer it once. Sort of like how many takes does it take to get to the center of a lollipop? Tootsie Pop. Yes, I remember those,
But
Terry.
hang on, you're not saying one scene per wish,
Yes.
meaning that it could be multiple ways she could have multiple scenes for a happy loving wife, but only use one in one session. Is that what you're saying?
Kind of, but almost.
All right.
So, so you all know about the scene I used for imagining up the car, Tickle Belly Hill, right? So then I ran into a problem, right? What's Jimbo gonna say? Right? I just love this kind of thing, right? Because Dead Jim, he was not Dead Jim at the time. He was Jimbo back then.
Goody mechanic.
But yeah, Dead Jim is the kind of guy who, like, he buys this car because it's dependable, it's affordable, so on and so forth. I'm buying a goddamn Bimmer, right? There's a part of me that goes, oh, I wonder, yeah, because I got to put up with Jim every fucking day. Love Jim, by the way. He's dead now. Spoke at his funeral, right? So that was whenever all the lockdown came, and they said like 4 people are allowed to go to a funeral, and I was one of them, right?
Yeah.
But meanwhile, so yeah, my initial imaginal act was Tickle Belly Hill, woof, right? Coolio. But then there was this other little thing that showed up. What would Jim say? It's like, oh, right? So something sort of knocked off my square. So I got bumped from my state by imagining what Dead Jim would say, right, when he was alive. So it's like, right. So I imagined Dead Jim when he was alive saying something nice about my car, right? Because he had this way about
You did.
right. So I buy the car, right? So, well, I manifest the car, got the cash, buy the car, boom, all that stuff, drive it into the dog park. Dead Jim comes over, he goes, got a good mechanic for you, right? And he gave me David Brown Mechanical, who charges me the same as he charges for her Toyota or somebody's shit buggy, right?
Yeah.
So, and it's really nice because if I went to the BMW mechanic to get a service, it'd be about $1,000. I go to David Brown Mechanical, it's $200, and he actually uses real BMW parts, right? Probably get some black market, but shh, don't tell anyone. No, actually, he wouldn't. David Brown's a good guy. So just to be clear, just fucking around there in case anybody knows him.
Yeah.
But this is the cool thing, because once you nail it, let's say you've got that one happy, loving wife, you'll find again your things, going back to some of the earlier questions. It's like, if as a happy, loving husband, how do I experience flowers? Ooh, let me buy those for her, right? And I don't do it every day, but it's like when the time's right. Look at this. Happy, loving puppy dad experiences that as lovely, right? Happy, loving teacher keeps going. Right? Happy, loving husband appreciates her appreciating him. Let your states be real. If it's a sip of wine, if you would experience that differently as happy, loving wife, cool. Boom. Enjoy a sip of wine. If it's how you'd fall asleep in the morning, or
With a sip of wine.
with a sip of wine after he snores all night,
It's like, thank Christ he's gone to work. Now I can sleep.
You'll find your little thing. Thank God he's psychologically employable. Now I can get a nap in. But you only need one. That's the thing. Like Neville said, he'd reached the top of the gangplank, and he turned. And he experienced nostalgia. He didn't say you do that, you light a cigarette, you have a conversation. It always ends in a point. It always ends at a point. Like one sip of coffee, one. You notice how many times I use Victoria's yum? God, I tell you what's funny. When I don't use her yum, things sometimes get interesting. But more on that some other time. Just find that one little thing, that one little thing, that one little thing. Oh, but my mom, I love my mom. Because I'm dad.
Okay.
All right. So, Victoria.
So that was for Dream Driven Day.
Shanita.
Thank you very much for your question, Shanita.
Boom. All right.
And that's our show. So what we'd like to know right now
Well, make sure you really, really let Victoria know this.
is tell us what was your
Hashtag
strawberry bit.
Oh my God. Victoria.
Yes.
What was yours?
Don't know.
Oh, you have to
Imagining
know.
meaning. How that came up actually with Just about every
quit touching that.
question. Yeah, what do you imagine it means?
Exactly.
That's my hashtag strawberry bits. How about you, babe?
This one, seriously, the when it comes to waiting, right? I've got two hashtag bits. One, hashtag bits.
Hashtag strawberry bits.
That's
yes.
right. One, that whole thing of you're really getting meaning is such a fast little out. It's just a leak. Oh my God. Don't try to control them. Just notice, do they indicate you're in your chosen state or not? If not, celebrate noticing and move back in. Don't skip the celebration, right? Celebrate noticing, right? And my other bit really it comes right off of that one is don't wait. Notice how you slid out and slide back in. When I talked about the money, like, what am I going to tell Victoria? It really comes down to what's she going to say. Right, well, I got to tell her. Well, maybe I won't tell her. Fuck it, man. See, notice I don't think of like, don't fucking tell her, she won't know. But it's obvious she wouldn't. She wouldn't know if I lost $5,000, right?
What did he?
Yeah, she wouldn't know.
No.
But I don't think about not telling her. I think about what she's going to say whenever she. So it's like, right, the thing with Dead Jim. What's Dead Jim going to say whenever he sees my car? Got a good mechanic for you. Right? Notice Dead Jim didn't offer to work on my car, but that's all right.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
True that.
Yeah. So that's what I got.
Okay, I've sunk so far down and now I've got Bruce on top of me and I can't get up.
All right.
So that was our hashtag strawberry bits.
That's right.
Well, you type in yours. Go to freeneville.com.
221, the email pseudo.
Random goodness. Join our 90-day adventure at manifestingmasterycourse.com.
Yeah, it's like 90 days in the cottage, a cup of coffee. By the way, remember, dream-driven day, right? We have 10 spots left in a 30-spot program. Starts in 21 days. You could add all those numbers together and get us some sort of divine holy number to give you a sign to join up, right? Or you could just do it, right? Yeah. Notice how many Dream-Driven Day cool kids are here, right?
Yeah.
There's a reason. I just love my mom. DreamDrivenDay.com.
For refunds, visit our YouTube channel, feelitrealfun.com.
That's right.
Yeah, that's it, Bruce, isn't it?
Hey, Brucey.
Whoa!
Let's pretend I'm
Get
Uncle
Dad.
Joe.
Kiss Dad.
I'm Uncle Joe. I'm Uncle Joe. Quick. Oh, no. Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Have a great day, everyone.
Have a great day, night, weekend.
Hoo-ha.
Catch you next week.
We will.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I said.
I know.